The 2nd of May 2023 marks the start of the confusingly named Capsuleer Day 20 event, which marks 20 bloomin' years of EVE Online, 2 entire decades we've been flying in New Eden. I think that's pretty special, and apparently so does CCP because they appear to have thrown out all the stops. We've already had some pretty cool stuff going on recently, what with the 20th anniversary mosaic where you could get your portrait added to this gigantic image, zoom in far enough and you can find your own face on it. You can get your name added to the monument outside the headquarters in Reykjavik, Iceland, and now there's a load of really cool stuff in-game as well. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video, showcasing all the new stuff that's been added to game, how you can get involved in this, earn some really cool rewards, and have a fantastic time celebrating 20 years of this incredible game. Ahoy there folks, I'm Captain Benzie, and in this video I'm going to be taking you through everything you need to know to get the most out of the Capsuleer Day 20 celebrations. How to get all of the really cool skins, all of the new ships, they're not new ships. Ahoy there folks, I'm Captain Benzie, and in this video I'm going to take you through everything you need to know about Capsuleer Day 20, the big event that's going on right now in EVE Online. We're going to talk about how you can get all of the cool ships that are available, all of the skill points, skins, and how to get involved in the in-game events too. If you do enjoy this video or find it useful, please let me know, hit like on it, drop a comment down below about what you're enjoying most about this celebration, and if you do want to go the extra mile to help keep me making content like this, you can do so by heading across to my Patreon page, to my PayPal tip jar, or to my Redbubble merchandise store, all of which are linked in the description down below. But anyway, with all that said and done, let's jump right into talking about Capsuleer Day 20. Immediately upon logging into the game, you can see that there is something rather special going on. Not only have we got this absolutely epic background currently for the login screen, which has been in the game for a couple of days now, but I still think it bears mentioning because it is absolutely gorgeous and I want this as my wallpaper, but you'll also get this daily login campaign pop up right in your face as well. Now some people love this, some people hate it, but you know what? I see no reason to dislike it. I think it is an excellent way to help you celebrate by playing the game that we clearly all love, and there's a whole bunch of stuff here for free, so you're just getting tons of stuff thrown in your face that you wouldn't have before, and if, like me, you have an Omega account active, you're gonna get even more rewards out of it. So first of all then, let's have a look at this reward tracker and talk about what this actually does, how it works, and essentially what you can get for it. Now essentially, all this is a login tracker. If you log in every day during the event, you are going to progress up this tracker. You can see for day 1, we all got the Capsuleer Day 20 skin, which is really cool. I love this. It's something so simple because we all fly capsules, right? It's something that we all have eventually, and being able to collect these year in, year out is really quite special. It allows you to look back on how far you've been playing the game just by scrolling down your capsules list of different skins. We also, if you're a Mega, got 20,000 skill points, and don't worry, I'm not going to go through this day by day. I'm just going to pick out the highlights. Now it should be noted that we do get things like the fireworks packages, and I really love this. It's such a simple thing. Maybe it's the Capsuleer in me who loves fireworks and snowball launchers, but essentially you can fit a firework launcher to your ship, you can then launch these into space and just have a big celebration with everyone. There's been massive fireworks displays outside Dodixie recently, almost causing the game to crash every time I undock, but you know what? I love it. As we go further along, we get things like the Shuttle Capsuleer Day skin, starting with Caldari, going to Amar, Minmatar, and then eventually Galente a little bit further along here on day 9. There are a ton of skill points. You've got 10,000 on day 5, another 20,000, 25,000 on day 10, and so on this goes with a load of boosters here. Lots of Society of Conscious Thought boosters here, things like Scan Probe Strength and Scan Resolution. We've got shield booster ones here from the Guri Malakim. We'll talk more about the Society of Conscious Thought and the Guri Malakim later because, oh my god, I'm in love with this. And if we go a little bit further along, you'll see eventually we hit the Metamorphosis Capsuleer Day 20 skin. Now the Metamorphosis itself is a special ship that you only get as part of the Omega. If you've got one of these in the past, well, that's really quite cool. They're essentially shuttles or exploration frigates. You know, they're nothing overly crazy, but it's just a nice little freebie. Now, if you are a Mega as well, you get 250,000 skill points at the end of this on day 20. That's in addition to like the 50,000 that you'd get here and all the other ones before it. Also, if you're interested in things like a Praxis, you're going to be getting one of the Praxis. You'll get a Gnosis on day 13. Come back a little bit further, we get the Sunesis on day 8. Now, these are really useful little ships. Most of their skills are, they don't have skill bonuses, is what I want to say here. They are entirely roll bonus ships that do some really cool stuff. Now, the Sunesis is an interesting start for things like hacking. You can use it for mission running as well. It can be quite a popular choice for that. The Gnosis is a very fast warping ship. It's a battle cruiser and is often used in PvP environments. And the Praxis, well, the Praxis holds a special place in my heart for being the only battleships that I currently fly in-game. I have a video for using the Praxis in Class 3 wormholes coming up very soon. It's already been recorded and uploaded. I've got videos covering right up until the end of May because my folks are visiting from the UK, so I needed to have videos until basically they go home because I don't want to be making a ton of stuff whilst they're here and we're going to be out at a fishing camp spending some really cool quality time together. But anyway, enough about me. Essentially, if you're an alpha pilot, you're going to be getting a load of skill points and a load of boosters. Those boosters appear to cover pretty much every base in the game. You've got, as I said, shield tanking, scanning, different weapon boosters, armor boosters, that kind of thing. Along it, you get a load of cool ships with the Society of Conscious Thoughts and a whole ton of different like skins to go with all of this as well, which I think is pretty cool. And the skill points. Everyone loves skill points, of course. This is the Capsuleer Day 20 capsule skin that you'll all have from the day that you log in. And honestly, whilst I really like this skin, I love the simplicity, that sort of silver shiny finish to it, and I adore the double X pattern on the side here, denoting Roman numerals for 20, celebrating 20 years of EVE Online. I love the way that these double X's kind of shimmer and glow in different lights. It's still not my favourite capsule skin. It's not going to replace the 19 for me. I just really like that base simplicity of the 19, but it is still a pretty cool skin. Simple, clean, effective, and I do like that. Now, when you first log in during this event, you will have a big pop-up on screen explaining a lot of what's going on in this event, but I already know a lot of people who kind of just logged in, hit close on that because they wanted to get on with whatever they were doing, and now can't find it. So there are two ways to do so. The first is to come to the bottom left of your Neocom and just click on the Events tab down there. The other is to come into the Agency. From the Agency, we can go into Encounters, which has a nice new banner on it to tell you that there's new stuff here, and then on the left hand side we have Capsuleer Day 20, where it will talk about everything that we can do. Now, ultimately, the first time you do this, it's going to ask which of the two factions you wish to sign up with, and you have a choice between the Society of Conscious Thought or the Guri Malakim. Now, the Society of Conscious Thought are essentially an organisation that was started by a Jove looking for sort of spiritual enlightenment, and they've done all kinds of things in New Eden. They run schools, they have sort of a spiritual hermitage sect to them as well. They're all about understanding life, the universe, and everything. The other side, however, is the Guri Malakim. This, as it says here, is an organisation that represents an alarming new joint venture between two of the most powerful criminal organisations in New Eden, the Guristas Pirates and the Angel Cartel. Now, all you had to say to me was that you can go for option A, or you can go for Guristas Pirates and Angel Cartel, and I'm immediately slapping the Angel Cartel and Guristas Pirates ones, because those are my two pirate factions, my two favourite pirate factions, by quite a long margin. I love the Guristas Pirates, I love the Angel Cartel, sign me the hell up. But putting the Society of Conscious Thought on the other side, you're basically asking me to choose between some of my favourite things in EVE Online and the most pompous wankers you can think of. But there we go. It doesn't ultimately matter or change anything. It just kind of decides which site you're going to be going for, and there is a little bit of a difference there. Obviously, which ships you'll be fighting, what kind of containers you'll be hacking, that kind of thing. But for the most part, it's pretty identical. I would suggest speaking with your corporation, because if you have a set limited area of space and everyone goes for the Society of Conscious Thought, and that means everyone's going to be running the Guri Malakim sites, then you're suddenly going to have no content available. Everyone's competing for the same sites, and oh look, all the Society of Conscious Thought sites are left completely untouched. So you do want to aim for a balance there. Now, essentially, you then get 2 new types of sites added to the game, and these appear in the standard overview. You don't in the standard probe scanner menus, like you would look for a DED site and things like that. You don't need to scan these down; they are readily available, like any, say, Class 3 or Class 2 combat site. It's just there. You can just warp to it. Now, they are dead space pocketed. You do fight, you fly in the first time, you activate an acceleration gate, you come into the first room, clear it, activate the second gate, so on and so forth. And they're pretty obvious when they're in your overview as well. You can see that they are named Society of Conscious Thought or Guri Malakin. It's just worth mentioning that obviously if you decide to twin with join up with the Society of Conscious Thought, you want to be running the Guri Malakim sites, and if you sign up for the Guri Malakim, you want to be running the Society of Conscious Thought sites. You are attacking their opposition, so bear that in mind when warping to sites. Now, these are actually really interesting sites as well. I jumped into one in a Class 2 wormhole. I was just running through with my Loki, scanning some stuff down, and saw both of these sites in there, a Guri Malakim one and a Society of Conscious Thought. I'd already signed up with the Guri Malakim one, so I warped into the Society of Conscious Thought to see what happens. How does this work? Immediately I realized you need to change your overview settings. You must make sure that irregular ships are added to the overview if you're going up against the Society of Conscious Thought at the very least, because otherwise they don't show up, and I'm sitting there being shot at by a load of Sunesis, a load of pacifiers and things like that, and I'm trying to, quickly set up my overview in order to handle that. Now, it does recommend that you run these sites in a battlecruiser or smaller. Well, they have to be run in a battlecruiser or smaller. The acceleration gates will not open for anything larger than a battlecruiser. I ran the first one in a Loki, and honestly, you take a lot of firepower. There's a lot of muting, there are scrams, there are webs. These are intense combat sites. So unless you're running a particularly powerful ship, it is worth considering bringing a friend or two with you just to help you survive. That said, they were a lot of fun. This particular site chewed through every single drone that I had on the ship at the time. My goodness, those Society of Conscious Thought ships, especially the Sunesis and the pacifiers, did not like drones at all. Every time I launched drones, they just immediately yellow box and start blapping, and by the time I returned them back to the hold, I'd lost 1 or 2 already before, I could take those ships out. So do bear that in mind. It was actually scary how fast they did that. Now, the first room wasn't too bad at all. I took out the pacifiers, lots of scrams, lots of webs, but quite fragile ships, so I could hammer through them quickly and bring everything back up to speed. Then the second room, on the other hand, that suddenly had a Praxis spawn in it, and that thing hit surprisingly hard and had a lot of neutralization on it, so do bear that in mind. These are not easy sites. You can run them in a decent battle cruiser, you can run them in a souped up cruiser for sure. I would kind of liken this, as someone who spends a lot of time in J-Space, I would say they're kind of on par with Class 3 wormhole sites, so bear that in mind. You can probably get away with something like a Drake, a passive fit Drake, if you are incredibly careful and you maybe bring a friend with you. But why would you run these anyway? Well, essentially you are given all of these missions. There are 2 missions that come through constantly, and if I go up here onto the left side, you'll see that they also appear up here and can be completed and clicked on, and you do want to keep an eye on them. When I was running this particular site, the first one was just to kind of enter a site and start shooting some of the ships. Then there was one to kill 10 Society of Conscious Thought ships, and then one to destroy a Society of Conscious Thought battleship, as you can see on screen now. Now, when I did this site, I actually killed the 10 ships in basically the first room, but I didn't collect it until after I had finished the anomaly, at which point it popped up with this kill a battleship one. And it's like, well, I killed a battleship, but it doesn't count because I didn't have the mission active. So bear that in mind and do click and claim as you go to get the rewards to the best of your ability. Now, there are also scanning and hacking sites in this as well. You can see here, enter a Society of Conscious Thought survey outpost or retrievals repository site. You'll need a data analyzer module and a probe scanner for the task ahead. You scan these sites down, you then can go in there and start hacking containers, opening up loot and starting to progress, and you'll see that every time you complete one of these missions you get a certain number of points here. 20 points for this challenge. This is challenge number 3 today, and then this is challenge 1 of 2 for the hacking. This is only giving me 5 points, but considering I like exploration, I will probably do both of these anyway. As you collect these points, as you accrue these points, this green bar here is going to fill up. And along this route here, we start getting some more skins. The Apotheosis Capsuleer Day 20 skin, the Sunesis Capsuleer Day 20 skin, the Praxis Capsuleer Day 20 skin, which I am very much looking forward to. I'll showcase that in a second. Then the Gnosis here at 525, the Dromiel at 750, the Worm at 900, and then the Healer at 1050. Now, those are 3 ships that I fly quite a lot as well, and ultimately probably the reason that I went for this particular faction. That said, I've confirmed with other people who have chosen the Society of Conscious Thought, the rewards are the same. They are the same skins available, you just have to climb high enough to get all of them. There are some boosters in between here as well, like a Guri Malakim shield booster here. There's, like, you know, further up here, observability. All of these, you can right-click them and see what they do. At the very end, we get the Capsuleer Day Glamour X skill crate, skin crate, booster crate. We'll get there in a moment. This is a crate that contains a random Capsuleer Day Glamour X booster, which again is going to give you some nice little bonuses. Then nothing crazy along this track. You know, it's nothing like, oh my goodness, I can't run this event, I'm missing out. The skins are definitely very nice. Like, as I said before, the Praxis one is the one I'm actually after most here. I've recently started flying the Praxis. I've only got the standard skin for it, and I really like the look of this one. That sort of blue and red coloration to it is really cool. And again, the 20th anniversary emblem here on the right-hand side. Yes, please. Let's spend a brief moment just to have a look through the other skins as well. Let's start with the Healer. Again, I've got a Healer video coming very soon, showcasing ratting in C3 sites with this, but let's see how this looks. Is that going to replace the Bear one for me? It actually might. I really like blue and red as colorizing, like, you know, when they do this kind of fade between. And again, we've got the 20th anniversary emblem here on the top. That's a pretty cool skin. I think actually if I can unlock that one, that will be the one I end up using on my Healer. What about the Worm? Again, a ship I use quite a lot for running Abyssal Dead Spaces. Oh, that's pretty interesting. It has the Merlin iconography on the side of it, not the Worm. I wonder if that's a bug. I wonder if that's a bug and they're going to change that, but that's kind of interesting. And again, 20th anniversary there on the wing, that's pretty cool. I really like that. On the starboard wing, you get that 20th anniversary emblem there, and I quite like the fact that actually it's Merlin and the Kaltari state symbol. That's a little bit tongue-in-cheek. I like that. Coming down then to the Dromiel, one of my favourite visual ships in the game. I love this hull to pieces, how it looks. Okay, that's kind of cool. I like the red on the, almost like blood on the tips there, with that metallic blue in the mottled design that the Angel Cartel are known for. The 20th anniversary emblem's a little bit hidden on this one. I think that could have gone somewhere a little bit more prominent, but that's cool. It's not going to replace the Soriel's Flames anytime soon, but it's still a pretty cool skin. Let's move down the list then. We've already seen the Praxis, but let's have a look at the Gnosis. So the Gnosis skin for this one, again, quite a popular ship, especially for like PvP and that. It's used in gate camps and ganking. I do like that. I like the red and blue sort of fade on it, and sort of the pinkish highlights on the front here. It's almost like heat burn. And then the 20th anniversary emblem on the top. Then come down a little bit further past the Praxis to the Sunesis, however the heck you want to pronounce that. I was kind of half expecting the 20th anniversary emblem to be in the middle of the 2 bars at the front there. That's cool. Interesting looking skin. I still think this ship looks like a potato peeler, but maybe that's just me. Finally then, we come down to the Apotheosis, a ship that I already have and just, I don't think I've ever even undocked it. I think it's still sitting in Thera from when I first claimed it. But there it is. Interesting. I like the skin on this one. Again, I do think, well, actually no, the 20th anniversary fits on that quite nicely. But yeah, let me know what you think on that one. I think those are really cool skins, and I really want to get that one for the Healer, but I definitely want the Praxis one. The Praxis one, for me, that is one of the coolest looking Praxis skins out there. I do use the Praxis from time to time, obviously for rolling wormholes, and I have one for C3 ratting for time to time as well. So having a decent skin for it might entice me to undock it a little bit more. But that is everything there, folks. This is the Capsuleer Day 20 event. I'm really excited by this. I'm enjoying these combat sites. I've run a few of them. I did did one on my main here. I've taken my alt through in a Hurricane. He ran that one quite cleanly as well. I did manage to get all of I got the battleship one there as well by remembering to click it in time. I'm going to go and give the scanning sites a good run as well. Probably take out either a Cheetah or an Astero for that and see how we get on. And yeah, I would love to hear from you folks what you're enjoying about this event, what your favorite thing is, what you're looking forward to most of the rewards. Which side have you gone for? Are you going for the Guri Malakim or the Society of Conscious Thought? Let me know that and more in the comment section down below. Otherwise, folks, thank you for watching this one right the way through to the end. Happy sailing, and see you in New Eden.